Brandon Semenek has picked up right where he left off. Fresh from his first ARA presented by DirtFish National Championship win on the 100-acre wood rally, Subaru's mountain biking Canadian climbed straight to the top of the Olympus Rally leaderboard, taking first place straight out the gate and keeping it for himself all day long. Semenek had to fight hard to keep it that way, as there were early challenges for the team from Ken Block and teammate Travis Pastrana. First to fall though was the Hoonigan himself, flying off the road into the trees and wrecking his Hyundai i20 Coupe WRC. While both he and co-driver Alex Gelsomino were unhurt in the crash, their car unfortunately was not. Pastrana had not one but two near-death experiences, in his own words, on the first pass of Deckerville. It was enough to win the stage, but only by 3.5 seconds. After that though, he fell into the clutches of Barry McKenna, who was recovering from a stall on Saturday's first stage that set him back over half a minute. Nawatzel was not kind to the reigning champion, dropping well over a minute to both McKenna and his rally-leading teammate Semenek over its two runs.
I think the coolest part being here is that the roads are some of my favorite in the world, but it's always foggy, it's always rainy, it's always slick, it's always just, I mean, your heart's beating at 180 and you're just sitting in a car. It's that scary. The trees are that big, the cliffs are that big, and the speeds are that high and that narrow. And to have the sun right now, this is just an amazing experience to be out here in Olympus stages and get to drive these roads where it's fairly consistent. You know, you got some more gravel, a little bit of mud spots, you get some water crossings, but in the end, like, you can drive really aggressive, and I think that's what's so cool about today is everyone was trading tenths of a second over 15 miles. I mean, the last stage, I think Barry was half a second faster than Brandon. That's over 15 miles, averaging something like 85 miles an hour through everything, through water crossings, and you're a half second apart. I mean, it's ridiculous. That's so cool.
A big battle for the RC2 honours was on the cards early on, as British rivals Tom Williams and 10-time US champion David Higgins traded tenth of a second early on Saturday morning. Williams had bested his more experienced rival on the tricky Deckerville stage to edge ahead in fourth, but their exciting duel would be short-lived, as Higgins' Citroen DS3 suffered a broken steering rack that forced him to retire. With the open class cars already far up the road and a comfortable gap over Carl Tilley behind it, Williams just needs to keep his nose clean to wrap up a fourth place finish on Sunday.
This morning we definitely kept on our toes. It was quite slippery and muddy this morning, and David, I think the first two stages we had 2 tenths between each other, so it's definitely a real good battle with all of David's experience, and then myself being the new Fiesta. It was like quite an even match, I thought, and then the third stage I had a bit of a push and we managed to gain 3 seconds, and then service came in and unfortunately David's steering rack broke and they didn't have a spare, so that was a real shame. And then of course Kyle was still in the class, but he was also having issues, and we're just managing the gap, which of course is actually not as easy as you think, because driving slowly in rally cars is actually really difficult. That's always when you get a puncture, always when you're going to crash, and always have issues. So we ended up just driving as fast as we could for the rest of the day, and when I should have been probably backing off, we were having huge moments and completely sideways and horizontal to the corners. There was huge amounts of fun. The final stage just then was really good. That was super fast and definitely some interesting sections. And yeah, 6 more tomorrow, and it looks like it's going to be as hot as it is today.
Roberto Iglesias looked imperious in his limited two-wheel drive category. Piloting his Ford Fiesta ST, he won all 8 stages in his class to build a near 8-minute advantage over Nathan Odie's Lexus IS250.
Our day went as good as we can ask for. I think by the end, unless something happened here in the last one, we will have won all stages. We're still leading the class by several minutes, and so it's just as good as we could have asked for a day. Awesome stages, driving was good, we kind of took it easy where we needed to preserve, all good.
Open two-wheel drive was a battle of old versus new chassis, as Derek Nelson's Subaru BRZ was pitched against Seamus Burke's Ford Escort Mark II. For now, it's the Subaru winning out, as Nelson spent Saturday gradually edging ahead of Burke at the top of the times.
I love the fact that, especially up to the Pacific Northwest, the two-wheel drive field is so deep. So I love that. But you know, it's rally, anything can happen. You never want to let your guard down. Feel like you've got it in the bag or anything. But we thought we kind of had an edge up on people, but Seamus, man, he was keeping us honest. He got us on a few stages. We're like, oof, man, we thought we were going fast.
Olympus is a notoriously punishing rally. Put a foot wrong and you won't get that foot back. Ken Block wasn't the only driver to discover that unfortunate reality. So too did Will Hudson in his open two-wheel drive Fiesta. Hudson put the Fiesta on its side on the 6th stage, and while he was able to reach the sanctuary of service after his off and patch the car back together for the first running of Nowatzel, he wouldn't be able to make it out for the second run at night.
We just went wide. I think it was right 4, and I guess I was pushing a little bit, and we went off into the ditch, and then it swung around, and then we tipped over. It was just a slow tip, not a big deal, but we were able to push it back over, and yeah, we just broke the window, basically.
In the regional rally, DirtFish instructor Sam Albert has put an impressive 3 minutes on second place Josh Gearman and another 2 on third place Andy Miller. Gearman also holds the NA 4-wheel drive lead. In 6th place is limited 4-wheel drive leader Andrew Rivas, who leads the class comfortably by over 6 minutes. Javier Olivares leads the open 2-wheel drive class in a rather unconventional 1996 Escort and sits 7th overall. Finally, the regional limited 2-wheel drive class is led by Matt Tabor and his 2006 Mazda 3. So Semenek has the overnight lead here at Olympus, but it's not a comfortable lead by any stretch. McKenna in his Fiesta WRC can still pounce on any mistake the 100-acre Wood Rally winner might make on Sunday. Who'll be on the top step here in Shelton? Join us tomorrow to find out. My name's Jack, thank you very much for watching. For more rallying content, be sure to like and subscribe to the DirtFish YouTube channel, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Rally on, everybody.